communication based on agents, and as I said, it's my favorite topic because first and foremost, as a writer, as a speaker, personal level, professional level, we have to be very sure that we are first and foremost communicating with ourselves. Okay, we are communicating with ourselves. How healthy is your communication with yourself? Have you first and foremost accepted yourself? Okay, have you really do you really have this self-esteem or self-confidence aspect within yourself? See, what you don't have, you call it like garbage in, garbage out. Okay, what is inside you is what comes out. The way you judge people is the way you judge yourself. So let me be very, very clear about this intrapersonal, because you cannot establish yourself as a good writer or a good human being without having a basic understanding of this intrapersonal skill. There is this one person that I know who has a very superior feeling about her looks. Okay, I've known this person. So she very fair skinned and all that. So but she takes utmost care to even preserve that skin to look good and all that. Okay, so I always feel this person's self-acceptance of herself will obviously reflect in her acceptance of others. They say, fair skinned people are good and dark skinned people are bad and all this. Believe me, it is not an outdated concept. Still people have the ideas, this preference for the fairer skin and all that. So if you are a person who is not able to accept yourself physically, emotionally, okay, intellectually, that is exactly what you will reflect in the life of others also. You will not be able to accept others physically, emotionally, intellectually. Okay, so your relationship with yourself is the first most important thing that you need to establish. I would tell you, how do you do that? Have a conversation with yourself and first become aware that you are already having a conversation with yourself. Okay, you can't do it. I can't forgive you. I cannot forget this. These people are like this. These people are like that. They are fair. They are unfair. These are all intrapersonal communication that constantly keeps going inside you. So if you really want to be productive in life, take a nice idea and contemplate it. Okay. Don't become aware whether you are negative personality or a positive personality by listening to yourself. Okay. Listen to yourself and first discern whether you are positive or negative. So obviously, when most of the time what you think is negative, what you speak out will also be negative. The way you judge yourself is how you will judge others. Okay. So that's the reason, I have this very favorite verse from the Bible which says, love your neighbor as you love your own self. And recently I heard somebody say even a better, version of that. They said, don't love others even the way you love yourself. Love others the way God loves them. Okay? It's very beautiful, right? Even sometimes you have problem accepting yourself and loving yourself. But God always loves us and accepts us with unconditional love. So that's exactly, I've got so much to tell you under intrapersonal. At the end of the day, don't mix intrapersonal with interpersonal. Intrapersonal is your communication with yourself, which makes you a better professional, a better human being, because basically we are human beings and not human doings. This one statement will help you understand that better. We most of the time judge us by what we do. We don't judge us by what we are. Okay, so that's exactly, I can go on and on under intrapersonal skills. And so move to the next level. It is interpersonal. What is interpersonal? It is between two or more people. It keeps increasing. So intrapersonal is your own self, your communication with yourself. Okay, the next level is interpersonal, your communication, okay, with two or more people. The next you have group communication. Now the communication grows a little bigger. It is more than two. It's not two. It's just two people standing and discussing something. You don't call them a group. Okay. So though you can have a group of two, but still it's more than two that makes a group. Next you have mass communication or media communication, and you have television, YouTube, newspaper, all that coming under mass communication. Then you have Digital media, okay, so specific, we come to our area. Digital media comprises of both internet and mass mobile communication, because there is this person, I don't know whether you're aware of him, Marshall McLuhan. Okay, so he is an American author, a very very controversial person. I shouldn't be saying that, because he brought out a concept we'll see in the next slide. He says media is the message. Okay, please don't criticize media is good, media is bad and all that. Media itself is the message. As a bulb is a medium, and you don't criticize it, it does not have any content, you accept it as a medium that dispels darkness. Like that, media itself is the message. Okay, so the content can be anything, good or bad, but media is the message. So finally, I'll tell you more about that in the next slide. So digital media comprises of both internet and the mass mobile communication. Almost the world is inside your hand, and that's why Marshall McLuhan says our society now is a global village. This communication, digital communication, has shrunk the world and made it into a global village. Okay, how inside a village the communication is so rapid, it takes fast, very fast. Likewise, because of this digital communication, world has shrunk and become a global village, he says. So again, a little further into media, the main means of mass communication, as you can see and as we all know, broadcasting, publishing, internet, okay, all that collectively put together. Their demands were publicized. Okay, so I just wanted you to know the plural form of media is the plural form. Okay, so medium is the singular form. English medium, Tamil medium. So when you have all these broadcasting, publishing, internet all put together, that's the reason you call it medium. Medium is the plural form of media. Media is singular. So here comes Marshall McLuhan. Okay, understanding media, the extension of man. He says media is just an extension of man. Okay, so please do not criticize media. Okay, like these people who make movies say, okay, whatever is happening in people's life is what we project on the screen. Okay, so he says it's just a medium. Okay, why do you blame media itself? But it was very very controversial. People couldn't accept it and all that. Okay, so here we just have to understand that media itself is a very very powerful tool. Okay, through which you can propagandize either positive or negative. And my people, when you start writing, you don't write something to spread negativity. There's so much of negativity already. So whatever you write, okay, I don't believe in art for art's sake. Okay, why should movies preach art for art's sake? I don't believe in that, because even when I take a class, even when I write something, I make it a point at the end of it, there should be a transformational experience in people who are listening to it. That is the way I look at it. But if you say, see, it's an enjoyable movie or an enjoyable read, why do you look for the moral aspect? Okay, I don't know how you look at things, but that's the way I look at things. Any interaction that you have with people, anything that you write, anything that you speak, at the end of the day should put some positivity in the other person, who's listening to you, who's watching you, who's reading you. Okay. So the next one, very important, you have the types of communication. Okay, you have verbal and non-verbal. So I want you to understand, when you say verbal, it means both written communication and oral communication is what you call verbal. Okay, and the other one is non-verbal. These are the two, broad types of communication. Verbal communication, under verbal communication, you have both written and spoken. Okay, oral and written. And under non-verbal communication, it's the sign language, the body language. So I again want you to become very, very aware that even your eyes speak, your hands speak. There's the space language. Okay, how do you sit next to your mom? Is there any spatial difference, spatial gap? But when you sit with a stranger, there is always this gap. That also is a body language, which says, which talks about your relationship with that person. The way you use your hands, your smile, your expression, everything speaks. So most of the time we make unintentional mistakes when we are not aware about basically what kind of wrong body languages we have. So we land up in trouble. Okay, so one awareness again, that verbal and non-verbal are two major parts of communication. And even a person sitting closer to you or farther from you, the smile that people give, okay, the handshake they give, the gestures that they use, all that communicates. Okay, and I just wanted to give you this example. We play this dumb charades. We really enjoy playing that game. Okay, we don't exactly spell out what we want to say, but we use these gestures and we try to communicate, even the most complex things we try to communicate. And these are also body languages, lethargy, being tired, the looks that you give on your face. When you are very respectable, okay, I have seen, inside my family, my husband, when he sees his seniors, he immediately gets up from the place. Okay, and he wishes them and all that. My children, whoever comes, okay, it's like, one stretched leg and, one reclined position. So that body language communicates whether you respect the other person or not. If you are aware of this, then I believe, I am sure professionally and personally, you will win people's heart through your right or wrong body languages. Okay, so disrespect, okay, eye contact, gesture, posture, all that I mentioned.